Hey there, all you indie music lovers. This is Naomi Nektare coming at you from Flashrock Live. We have a sensational band for you. From Hollywood, California, the notorious Midnight Deathtrap QUARTET.
Everybody says that I'm weird and I don't know why. I wanna grab him by his beard and gouge out his merciful eye. So eat from my hand, tell me you can't understand. I got dead evidence, I'm a god again, I gotta be gone. Yeah! One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. set foot into the Tijuana July night. Leaving your eye was like a telltale sign that something fundamental just wasn't right. Dangerous characters and teenage homes are coasting both of us at every step. Creepier and sleazier the neighborhood got, the wider I saw your smile get. Such a big fucking mess, and what's the matter with you anyway? I always gotta keep your personal life in such a sorry state of disarray. It's about the man, and then you bite the helping hand, and then you turn away from everyone. Think I never knew no one as hell-bent as you, and destroying everything you love. And everything you do, and it's a wonder you still draw breath. When I shut my eyes in your presence, I think I imagine the smell of death. Can't make any sense of anything that you say anymore. I don't know what I can do. Cause it makes you cry like the slow disintegration of somebody that you once knew. Is it Christmas time yet? You got it back?
It's always Christmas time.
It's always Christmas time. I'd like to get Ms. Naomi Nektare to help me out with some backing vocals.
Thanks for letting me join in.
This is about that terrifying, spookiest of seasons, Christmas time. This Christmas time, I got no place to hide. I don't feel safe out on the street, and I don't feel safe inside. It's all seeing eye and elfin spies and crowd my every move. I have another cigarette and I ponder what to do. I tell you, Santa Claus is out to get me. 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 No matter what this year, I ain't been good enough. never really liked me. Now I fear he's getting tough. He won't be satisfied this year with just that lump of coal. From underneath his beard he mutters curses on my soul. From other things it's for that time I drunk that priceless face. For me I think more likely he just never liked my face. I mean it. Santa Claus is out to get me. 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 No! Yeah! Myself a pistol and I keep it by the bed. It wouldn't even do no good to change my home address. I boarded up the fireplace and the windows in my house, along the door and hit the floor when my power just goes out. Upon my house to bring dear pause, I hear him down the shaft. I grab my gun and break a cold sweat at his evil laugh. I know that Santa Claus has come to get me. Santa Claus has come to get me. Santa Claus has come to kill me. Santa Claus is out to get me. Merry Christmas. In the hot box, an older one. What is mine?
We're back with midnight Deathtrap quartet. We're still, trying to recover from how they rocked and rolled us over here. I'm so glad I got to come up on stage and be a part of it. That was so much fun. So why don't you gentlemen introduce yourselves to our fans out there.
Brian Gage,
the guitar master.
Player.
Brandon, I play bass.
A-OK on the drums.
Jorge Ordóñez, saxophone player.
Yeah. That accent. I gotta cross my legs.
Puerto Rico.
Okay. This is a really interesting story. I know this band well, and they're my favorite band in Los Angeles. And I want them to tell you how they all got together. It's been a long and interesting journey.
It has. Well, we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
We met back when I was playing in The Quick and the Dead. Mm-hmm. And after that band broke up, I kind of wanted to continue in that direction. And I had the idea for adding a saxophone to the band. And so we went through a few different lineups, played with some really good people who kind of moved on to do other things, and I was kind of a little lost for a few months trying to put it back together and get the right people. And then you called me and invited me to join and play guitar in Nektare.
He's mine too now.
So that wound up, so I was thinking, all right, well, this is great. I love this band. I love playing with it. And I can't seem to find a bass player. And
can I interject?
Yeah.
I know Brandon loved his music. He would listen to the CD over and over again. And I was like, why don't you play bass for him? This is a totally different style. This totally rock out. And, were you thinking that I might be a little... I was the one who suggested it, right?
Maybe you suggested it to Brandon. Brandon called me and said, hey, let's go down to the Baked Potato, have a few drinks, listen to some jazz. And we're out back smoking, and I was like probably within minutes of actually asking him to play with me, and he beat me to it and said, oh, have you found a bass player yet? And so it was synchronicity, I guess.
How did you come into this project?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, I've been knowing Brian Gage here for quite some time. I don't know, probably since 2000 or something like that.
When I was playing with Johnny Sadenseed, you jumped up and played
Quick
drums
and the
with
Dead
us.
too. Yeah, one time we were playing at I think there's a Blue Cafe.
Blue Saloon, yeah.
Blue Saloon, yeah, and their drummer was missing in action, so they said, "Hey, come on up," and I said, "What the heck?" And then here we are today.
Nice. And Jorge, you to me, you joining this band is, I just think, amazing, and the story behind it is pretty cool. How did you come to join this rock and roll band?
Well, I came to Los Angeles like 2 years ago from Puerto Rico. I'm from Venezuela, but I was living in Puerto Rico. And I came here and I didn't know musicians here, so I placed an ad in a website, classified ads, and Brian sent me an email suggesting that we could rehearse to see if I could play with them. At first, it was like funny for me because I had never played with a rock band.
Yeah.
And when I told my wife, she was laughing. You want to play with those people? You had never played rock. But we got together. It worked well, and I have fun playing with them. Really.
I think that's awesome. He's played salsa and merengue and everything Latin. First time in a rock band, and I have to say, you're phenomenal.
Brandon said something interesting to me once about your playing, that your background with salsa, merengue, it's dance music, and that the way you swing and that the way you fit into the groove, I think maybe has a lot to do with that. Like other sax players I've played with came from maybe more free jazz backgrounds, and sometimes they wander off in their playing and get a little out there, and it's the way you fit in, I think, has a lot to do with your background.
Yeah.
Let me quickly, we got to wrap up soon, but I just want to know, as far as each of your different instruments, who are your biggest, top 2 or 3 influences? You start, Jorge.
Well, I have listened to a lot of salsa and jazz. I would like to mention maybe Rubén Blades. I have listened to his music a lot. In saxophone, Dexter Gordon. I love his playing. I would say those 2.
Well, what about you?
Me? Oh, jeez. I come from New Orleans, so I kind of, I'm really into the blues, and I also enjoy a lot of electronic bands like Nine Inch Nails and a lot of grunge, Alice in Chains, the Melvins.
Cool.
And then straight up jazz, drummers like Max Roach.
Nice. And Brandon, who are your biggest influences, bass players?
Probably one of my favorite bass players is Trevor Dunn from Mr. Bungle and like a ton of other bands. A lot of the bass players that play with the Melvins, I really love. I don't know.
What about some
There's
of those
such a
old
wide
funk cats from back in the day?
Yeah, there's so many.
You're a big
But yeah,
Zappa fan.
Yeah, but Zappa had so many bass players. It's pretty wide range of people.
And with you, Brian, either musically or guitar wise,
My biggest heroes from when I was a teenager, I was 14 years old. I discovered Led Zeppelin and AC/DC, and I wanted to grow up and be Jimmy Page or Angus Young. And as far as guitar players go, guys like that, Hendrix, of course, Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols, I love a lot. And I listen to a lot of different kinds of music. I'm a big jazz fan. But when it comes to jazz listening, I actually don't listen to guitar players as much as I do horn players and piano players. So
that's
when it comes
what
to
inspired
guitar,
you to have one in your band.
Brian Setzer is a big hero of mine. But when it comes to guitar, I guess it's mostly rock players I listen to. I've tried to emulate Django Reinhardt, but way over my head.
Well, we're very, very pleased to have you here at Flashrock. We hope you will come back again and rock us out with some more MDQ sounds. And thanks for watching out there, all you Flashrock fans. We'll be back, guaranteed, with some more hot bands. Bye now.
All right.
Will that work?
It was good.
Yeah. Okay. I think that works.
I didn't go into the philosophy.
It wasn't on this earth. I went somewhere else, and it was just total peace and joy and love and complete.
gotta be gone. Yeah.
Hey there, all you indie music lovers. This is Naomi Nektare coming at you from Flashrock Live. We have a sensational band for you. From Hollywood, California, the notorious Midnight Deathtrap Quartet.